Khirbet Hanoot, Khorvat Hanoot or Khirbet el Khan, was built as a Byzantine monastery and church in the 6th century CE as a religious site and a rest stop for Christian pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem. The site's primary structure was a church and monastery. A Greek dedicatory inscription found in the mosaic floor names Theodoros as the most beloved devotee and priest and head of the monastery, under whose direction the work was completed. While the religious buildings are Byzantine, the site sits on a major road, the Caesar Trail, which was likely paved by the Romans, possibly during the visit of Emperor Hadrian in 130 CE. In later centuries, particularly during the Mamluk and Ottoman periods, the ruins were repurposed into a khan, caravanserai or roadside inn, for travelers. The site was established for several strategic and religious reasons. Its location on the main road to Jerusalem made it an essential station for Christian pilgrims. Byzantine tradition identified the area as the burial place of Goliath. Pilgrims would historically pass by and throw stones at a large pile of rocks nearby, believing it to be his grave. The presence of a large, sophisticated winepress and an oil press suggests the monastery functioned as an industrial center to sustain the monks and fund their activities through agriculture. On the opposite slope are the ruins of the village of Alur al-Sifla. The village was depopulated on October 21, 1948, during Operation Hahar by the 6th Battalion of the Harel Brigade. Today, the ruins and the surrounding valley are part of the United States Independence Park, a large nature reserve established in 1976. The area is a popular hiking destination with trails leading through the Amatzia forest and past the ancient village ruins. The ruins of Alur al-Sifla are the remains of a Palestinian village located approximately 18.5 kilometers west of Jerusalem. It was the lower twin of the nearby village Alur al-Fawqa and is notable for its rich archaeological layers, which include Crusader-era structures. Historically described as a lush oasis, the village was famous for its abundance of citrus, pomegranate, fig, and olive trees, irrigated by ancient canals and inexhaustible springs. The Khirbet Hanoot region is located in the Judean mountains, where the Mediterranean climate creates a rich and diverse ecosystem. The natural landscape here is a mosaic of coniferous and broadleaf forests, terraces of ancient olive trees, and open hills carpeted with wildflowers. The area around Khirbet Hanoot, including the adjacent Mata forest, is immersed in the greenery typical of central Israel. The dominant trees here are the oak, Quercus calaprinos, and the Pistachio palestiniana. Pine and cypress trees, as well as carob trees, Harug, are common in the forests. Olives, figs, almonds, and pomegranates still grow on the ancient agricultural terraces. The village is deeply tied to the legend of Noah. According to local tradition, the Great Flood began at spring Ein Tanur, spring of the oven, which is said to have burst forth from Noah's oven. Water gushed from this oven rather than fire. After the flood subsided, it continued to flow as a spring. A nearby spring once named after Noah's daughter, now known in Hebrew as Ein Mata. The Washingtonia Palm Forest near the village of Mata is a surreal and unexpected landmark in the Jerusalem mountains. Often referred to as the Black Forest of Ein Mata, this grove is unique because the trunks of the trees are charred and blackened from a previous fire, yet they continue to grow with vibrant, bright green fronds at the top. The trees stretch out in rows like a tropical jungle, which is a rare sight in the rocky, pine-covered terrain of the Jerusalem hills. Tactile discovery. The black soot on the charred trunk still rubs off on hands, a popular discovery for children visiting the site. Engravings. Many of the trunks have been carved into with names and messages in English, Hebrew, and Arabic. The area is especially beautiful in late winter and spring when wildflowers bloom and the springs are full. As of the late 20th century, the site was marked by stone rubble, concrete blocks, and the remains of stone terraces. While most of the houses were destroyed, some vaulted stone structures. Now this place is disturbed only by the singing of birds and the roar of sports motorcycles storming the mountain trails. The arched water tunnel at Ein Tanur, Oven Spring, located within the ruins of the abandoned village of Alur al-Sifla, Khirbet Tanur. It is an ancient spring flow tunnel, Nikba, dug deep into the rock to reach a groundwater source and increase its flow into a collection pool. Visitors can wade through the shallow water for about 20 meters until the passage turns and becomes blocked. Thanks to the dense vegetation and proximity to nature reserves, the Khirbet Hanoot area is home to a variety of wildlife. Mountain gazelles, wild boars, red foxes, jackals, and porcupines inhabit the area. Common inhabitants include chameleons, agama lizards, and various snake species, typical of the rocky slopes of the Judean mountains. The area is popular among birdwatchers. Here you can see jays, kestrels, and, during migration, various birds of prey, such as buzzards and eagles. Can be found here blackcaps, lesser whitethroats, black-backed, and Spanish wheatears. White-throated, pied, and semi-collared flycatchers often stop here to rest. Chiffchaffs and eastern Bonelli's warblers. Hoopoe, the national bird of Israel, often seen in clearings and near ancient ruins. Palestine sunbird, European bee-eater. Eurasian jay, a common inhabitant of local oak forests with distinctive blue wing plumage. Spring, January to April, is the most vibrant time in the area when the slopes are covered in flowers. It's important to remember that all wildflowers in Israel are protected natural sites. Picking them is strictly prohibited, so tourists come here only for photography, not just because of fines, but because of the special Jewish attitude toward nature. Scarlet crocuses, anemones, calenites, blue lupins, termis, and yellow chrysanthemums bloom. Rare species such as the Judean iris, poppies, pereg, buttercup asiatic, nurit, orchids, ophrys, voronet, orchis, siphon, white mustard and rapeseed, asphodel, irid, sage, marwa, thymelia, mitten, narcissus. From autumn to spring, the almond trees bloom, and pink and white cyclamen, rakefet, appear under the trees. The best time for hiking is early morning, when nature is most active after a night's rest, and the sun is not so hot yet. Autumn, winter, and spring are the best times for hiking in the Jerusalem mountains. In summer, when there is no rain, the sun is blazing, and there is a danger of fires, nature becomes quiet.